Hey, it's Meatball.
And Mark.
And this is the Rocker Morning Show on demand from 107.7 RKR.
Tim, you're on with Mark and Meatball. All right.
Good morning, Tim. How are you?
All right, Mark and Meatball. Here I am.
Hell yeah.
Well, Grammy-nominated singer, formerly of Judas Priest, now fronting KK Downing's Priest, who is going out on the road Full Metal Assault Tour, promoting their new album from last year, actually, The Sinner Rides Again. Welcome to the Rocker Morning Show, Tim Ripper Owens. We're stoked to have you on, man.
Good to be here, man. Kalamazoo.
You got it, man. Do you have a history here in Kalamazoo?
Oh, big time.
I remember playing Kalamazoo, Michigan. Yeah, absolutely. Judas Priest days.
Yeah, I was going to say, actually, I believe it's the live album, inside the liner notes, there's the marquee from the State Theater that says 107.7 RKR presents Judas Priest. Which is pretty wild.
Absolutely. Yeah, sold out show, a great show there. It was awesome.
Well, we obviously know you for your incredible work. New album came out last year, The Sinner Rides Again with KK's Priest. And I know, sometimes with bands, it takes an album or two to kind of settle into a rhythm and a groove. But I mean, you and KK and a lot of these other guys already knew each other from before, this group got put together. How quick did it take for this band to really lock in with each other?
I think it was really fast. And I'll tell you, it's funny because the first record was great and more classic, but this second record, The Sinner Rides Again, I absolutely love it. It's heavier and a different sound to the albums. But KK's such a great guy that everybody gets along. We're all friends. I mean, we've been friends forever, but he's known AJ, the guitar player, forever. I've known Tony, I've known Tony for a while, and then Sean, the drummer. We've been in bands together. So, it just gelled right away. And the live shows are just unbelievable. I mean, we're so good live. We all want to do the best we can and be the best. So it's important.
Well, and there's a lot of passion with you guys in that band too, because, KK is such a torchbearer for that era, especially of rock and metal, that I'm sure it just surges through you guys in those shows.
Well, it does. It does. And we have a lot to prove and we want to show everybody in the metal world that we can actually do it live and bring it. What we do in the studio, we can bring it live and be aggressive and have fun and get along. And when you look at us on stage, you can see that. People say it all the time. It looks like we're having fun, but KK's the man. And listen, it put a lot of pressure on me coming into this, even though I've done music my whole life and I toured the world solo. But I wanted to come up there and blow people away for KK. You know what I mean? I wanted him to be like, yes, this is the guy, and I wanted us to do good for him. And that's what's happening, These shows have been great. We did an American tour at the beginning of the year, and that American tour has been the best crowds around the world. I mean, so we're fortunate.
Yeah. Of all the different projects that you've been a part of through your career, how would you rank the KK's Priest project in terms of just the overall vibe of everything, kind of both on stage and behind the scenes?
Oh, it's definitely up top there. Obviously you put Judas Priest and KK's Priest is right there with that. Our stage show, it's even the stage show and the crowds have been as good, if not better, than when I was in Judas Priest. So
right.
Of course I was in Judas Priest in the mid to late '90s when metal was really bad, but this is just it's amazing, and I know we're going to probably start thinking about a third record coming up, but it's just, it's got to be up top,
So got the Full Metal Assault Tour starting at the end of the month with Accept, and we actually just happened to talk to Wolf Hoffman the other day, and he said he's got some pretty fond memories with you guys. I'm curious what your relationship is like with Wolf and the rest of the band Accept.
Well, listen, I got to grow up listening to Accept and singing Balls to the Wall in cover bands. So It's pretty fun to, you know what I mean? I'm going to be sitting in on some of these shows with him too and jamming with him because I said, I just sat in with him in Germany and sang with Mark and had a good time doing that. But, it's great for me because these two guys are just icons with Wolf and KK. And so Accept, to me, it's a blast that I get to get up there and do this tour because I have the memories of growing up listening to them and loving Accept. So And I became friends with Wolf years and years ago, probably 20 years ago. And, we've been in contact throughout the years. And so it's pretty neat. And for those two guys, for KK and Wolf, I mean, I think they might have did their first shows together in 1981.
Wow.
I think Accept opened, I think I just heard the story, actually. Accept opened for Judas Priest, and Wolf was, like, jealous of how great their dressing room was when he walked by. Like, they had, lunch meat and beer, and, Accept was young and starting and had nothing,
Yeah.
So, but it's exciting for me to do this.
Yeah. We kind of mentioned all the different projects that you've done. You were a part of maybe one of my favorite things, the most memorable things you've ever done was the Roadrunner United concert in 2005. Do you remember much about that show and that night?
I remember a lot. It was a long day. We rehearsed in the day, and we had to be there all day. And and I got to get up and sing those songs that are pretty difficult, And I'm not up there singing, Slipknot or something. I'm up there trying to sing King Diamond and Annihilator. But it was great. I tell you, it was a lot of fun. I remember going out to dinner afterwards with Scott Ian and Corey Taylor, and we all went out to dinner, and it was a lot of fun backstage and with all the people. It was very memorable, and I had a great time.
Do you still think you could pull out those King Diamond tracks and the Annihilator track once in a while?
Well, I sing better now than I did back then.
There you go. All right.
And you could just go watch my concert footage on YouTube, and someone can just pull up the Bloodstock or even last week's shows. Yeah. I sing better now than I did then.
With that insane amount of metal royalty in that that setting, was it a little bit overwhelming to be in the same room, or did that kind of give you a little bit of boost of confidence?
Well, I love to do that. I mean, listen, you got to remember, I sang for Judas Priest, so you don't get much more royalty than that.
True.
But, and I'm fortunate that even before this, I've been on stage with Ace Frehley or, Scott Ian and I have done stuff in the past. I've played and jammed with just everybody I grew up with, so but one of my favorite things is being backstage or being around other bands, because I'm still a fan of music.
Right.
I'm a fan of the stuff, so I still kind of just sit there and think, this is pretty cool. It's hard for me not to take photos with people, and but it's great, But I mean, I've been at it for 30 years now, or whatever, and it still excites me.
Yeah. We talked about a lot of the projects that you've been involved in as well. I know we got to talk to Wendy Dio recently, and she said that the Dio Disciples were planning on coming back out in maybe 2024 to do some shows. Did that happen, or are there still plans to bring back the Dio Disciples?
Well, they're doing some. I'm just too busy to do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
With KK's Priest, we've been touring now for a year and a half nonstop straight. I mean, I just came home for 3 days. I go to Europe tomorrow morning and come home for 2 days, and then I fly to California to start this 29 shows in America.
Yeah.
But then when I'm off of that, I'm touring solo, so I'm just really busy. But I love to fill in every now and then because I love Wendy, and I love doing that. But it's just time-wise, it's pretty hard for me.
Well, it's quite clear that this is your life, and you've made an awesome living doing this, and just such a phenomenal performer. The Full Metal Assault Tour with KK's Priest and Accept. This is going to be a big one, man. Tickets are out for the September 8th show in Detroit. They're available now. Tim Ripper Owens, really appreciate your time today, man. It was great talking to you.
You got it, guys. Thank you, and hopefully I'll see you when I'm around.
Hell yeah,
you bet,
dude,
man.
for sure.